Hi, I'm hoping this is running. I'm hoping this is on. New camera, which I've just got. So this is my first video using this camera. So yeah, I hope it's picking up, and I hope it's okay. So yeah, this is a video about the movies that I saw 2023. Been wanting to do this for a while, but like I say, I haven't had a decent camera for a little while. This is my first one for a little while, and another one broke down. So and one I got recently wasn't that great. So well, here goes. Yeah. Yeah. So for 2023, I saw a lot more movies than I thought I would. The first one I saw, I cannot even remember when I actually saw the first one, but yeah, I saw boy, yeah, quite a few. I saw 10, 11. I do believe I saw 12. Beg your pardon, I saw 11. Yeah, I saw 11 movies in 2023, which is quite impressive actually. Yeah, especially for a year when I didn't think I'd see any, so, or that I'd see about 2 or 3 max. But yeah, the first one I went to check out was Megan, which was a science fiction one from Blumhouse, I think. Yeah. So I saw the trailer for that, and I had to check that one out, and it was brilliant. I've now got it on Blu-ray. Damn, I should have brought a few of the Blu-rays over here. But yeah, so yeah, Blu-ray. I got that on Blu-ray a little while after it was released. After that, yeah, I saw another Gerard Butler one. Yeah, Plane came along, which was again another cracking thriller. I don't think it's as great as some of his other ones, but it was still a brilliant thriller. Yeah, certainly not up there with the likes of, for what for me is one of his best movies, Angel Has Fallen. But that was the outstanding thriller for me for that year. But yeah, Plane was excellent. Yeah, the third one that I saw. Now, I had a hunch about this one. I'd seen it on those, not bus stop adverts, but I'd seen it on one of these pillars that there is in town. These advertising platforms that they have in town, I don't know what they're called. And yeah, I thought, well, that looks right up my alley. I thought, yeah, I'll check that out. 65, starring Adam Driver. And yeah, it just sounded so intriguing. Yeah, past meets future, and it looked like the first decent dinosaur movie that I'd seen around. So for me, other dinosaur movies come out, yeah, but I am not a fan. But yeah, this one comes along, and so yeah, I checked it out. I think I knew that it would be the best film of the year. Even then, I hadn't checked any others out. There were plenty more that I knew about that were coming out later in the year. But I just knew, I don't know, instincts just told me that 65 would be my favourite film for that year. And as it turned out, it was. So my instincts were spot on. But yeah, 65 for me is an outstanding science fiction thriller. I have it on Blu-ray. Oh, I really should have pulled them all those ones over here, but oh, there's too many of them anyway. So yeah, 65 was an outstanding sci-fi thriller for me. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, 65 million years ago, a visit came to Earth and all the rest of it. So that's what it was really in reference to. But yeah, so that was the third one I'd seen for the year, and then yeah. The next one was a reissue. of a classic superhero movie. Superman the movie came out shortly after that as a reissue. Now, of course, I had to go and check that out. One of the greatest superheroes ever made. If not the greatest, I still think it is the greatest superhero movie ever made. Starring, of course, the late, great Christopher Reeve. But yeah, that was a reissue, not a new movie, but a reissue. And yeah, that was at the cinema. That was, well, amazing. You know, really amazing at the cinema, as I knew it would be. So that was another belter to check out, reissue or not. And then, yeah, the next one was a rather unusual one. It wasn't. I didn't even see it at the View. I saw it at a local cinema. I don't even think it's classed as a cinema, really. It's a small screen. It's in a theatre just down the road from where I am. And funnily enough, it's actually up the same road. Oh yeah, do you know, I've just realised this. It's up the same road as where the old Granada used to be many eons ago. And since that was knocked down back then, I honestly don't think Bedford's been the same since. I mean, for an example of how important that place was to this town, well, there's now a plaque that still sits there on the wall outside the supermarket that's there. There's a Lidl's there now. And on the silver plaque it says, "Here used to stand the Granada Cinema." So, you know, I mean, what does that tell you? They miss it. Hell, I miss it. But, well, didn't stand a chance against the modern multiplex times, did it? But anyway, yeah, I saw this movie at what's called the Quarry. It's just down the road. And it's a small screen. It's not quite a cinema. It's just a theatre, but it does have a screen that comes down, and it has an audience of about 50, I think. It's called Life After the Navigator. The movie was called. So it's my first documentary film. And so I thought, yeah, I think I'll check, because it was advertised on a hanging plastic poster outside, not in a frame, but a hanging poster along the railing. And so I checked it out, and I knew about the Navigator because I've got a copy of the film of the movie from the 80s. Turned out to be brilliant, and I've actually managed also to get a copy. Yeah, I got a copy of that, which was amazing. Yeah, I was able to get myself a copy, and I've seen it a couple of times. I think it's just a brilliant. It's all what happened to the kid who starred in the movie. But yeah, there's no point in going into any detail because it would just take too long. But yeah, an absolute cracker. I'm really glad I went to see that. Yeah, Life After the Navigator, an amazing movie. If you can find it, it is available on certain sites. I recommend it highly. Check it out. It's a cracker. And I even met the director came as well for a question and answer thing. So she came to the actual showing, and I was even able to ask her some questions about it. Well, I actually asked one, but at least I asked something. I really wanted to know. Yeah. So after that, Evil Dead Rise came after that. A new Evil Dead movie set in an apartment block, so modernised in the city. A lot darker. Yeah, this was no black comedy or roller coaster ride of horror like the Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2 I think was more black comedy as well. But Evil Dead Rise was no black comedy. I think Evil Dead Rise, yeah, it takes possession of a family, and there's some really dark moments in it. So yeah, I think it had a much darker tone, and I think it was better for it. So Evil Dead Rise, I haven't got it on Blu-ray yet. It's expensive, you know, and it can wait. So yeah, I haven't got that one yet, but I'm working on it. Yeah, the next one was the Flash. I've only got a few things to say about that. I did like it. It was a really decent movie. But I'm aware of what happened with the star Ezra Miller in it. Okay, I've seen all that on YouTube. I don't care about any of that, but I am aware of it. But my question about the Flash is, why did they feel the need to bring a few other superheroes into it? I don't get that. It's the Flash's movie, right? It was the Flash. For other superheroes, it's been their movie. No one else came into it. Wonder Woman, Superman, Spider-Man, and a few of the others, you know, Aquaman and everyone else. The Flash gets his movie, and there's cameos from Batman. Nearly every actor who's played him. There's a cameo from Supergirl. There's a cameo from Wonder Woman. Why? Why did they feel the need to bring all the... It felt like a Justice League movie. This is the Flash. I don't think it ruined it, but it just felt to me like a Justice League movie. There was no need to bring all the other superheroes in when the Flash is perfectly capable of carrying the movie by himself. I just didn't see the point. For me, it overloaded it a bit and it made it a bit too complex. So that's my only complaint about the Flash. Decent movie, but why bring all the other superheroes into it? It's the Flash. It's nothing to do with them. But that's me, you know. Surely I can't be the only one who thinks that, though. But anyway, yeah, the Flash was decent, but I haven't got it yet. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. First Mission Impossible movie I've seen at the cinema. So yeah, the first one. And I'm really glad I went to see it. My favourite Mission Impossible movie up to now is still Rogue Nation. I think it's an absolute cracker, and I love the plot. For me, Rogue Nation, Rebecca Ferguson stole the show. But yeah, for Dead Reckoning Part 1, you can see where the money... It had a massive budget, I know that, crikey. And you can see where it went. But yeah, I thought it was really decent. So yeah, I'm really glad I went to see it. I have Rogue Nation and I have Fallout. And I've also got Mission Impossible 3. I think that's the best ones of the early ones, but they did get better, I think, as they went along, which is my mate, which I've spoken to about to my mate. So yeah, Dead Reckoning Part 1 was excellent, and I will go and check out Part 2 when it's released, so a little while to wait until then. Yeah, Insidious the Red Door, I kept forgetting about that. I've only just recently got the Blu-ray, but I thought that was a really great movie. Continued in line of the other one, previous ones. But yeah, there was a long gap between that one and the previous one. Long gap. But I did love it, and I thought it was a really great movie, and directed by Patrick Wilson, which was a surprise. But yeah, I can see why. Very good. I think I might have to wrap this up very soon. Anyway, and yeah, anyway, yeah, the last two, yeah. The Equalizer 3. I was caught by surprise with that one. I think it was the end of 2022. I found out, yeah, it was the end of 2022, winter 2022, when I found out that, because I was just wondering about it, and I thought, well, it might be pushing it. Equalizer 2 is all you really need. You don't need them to make. They don't. Can they? You know, are they even going to do another one? And then then the trailer came up, and I thought, oh, well, they are doing it then. They have is it in production? And yeah, so it was due for release the following year, around, I think it was autumn. So it was like, oh, okay, right, there is an Equalizer 3 then, brilliant. I did wonder what it would be like. I trust Denzel Washington. Yeah, I do trust Denzel Washington. And I thought, well, I can't really see it being poor in any way, or even just average. So we'll see. Went to see it when it finally did come out. It was such a long time. It seemed such a long time to wait for that to come out. But when it did, yeah, I went to see it, and yeah, I did love it. It went into a slightly different direction for me. It was set in a completely different place, but of course I think it needed to be in a different place. So, yeah, I think The Equalizer 3 was a very worthy farewell. Whether it will be the last one, I would think it would be, but who knows. But yeah, that is the last one. I think it's a very fine way to say farewell, and a brilliant bow out for the Equalizer himself. So yeah, I thought the Equalizer, I think I knew it'd be pretty good. Didn't drop the ball at all. So yeah, well done to Denzel Washington for, yeah, and of course Antoine Fuqua for yeah, director, and who wrote it as well. Was it Michael Sloan wrote? Oh god, blood, I can't remember the writer. But yeah, great movie. Yeah, I think it was a great second sequel. Fantastic. So ended on a real high as far as I'm concerned. And the last one, yeah, I saw the trailer for a Cobweb horror movie, Halloween horror. When I saw the trailer, well, Anthony Starr was in it. Seen this guy in Banshee, and I've done one or two videos saying about, you know, what I think about that guy. One of the most exciting and thrilling actors I've seen for a long time. And I thought about him, well, if he doesn't become a massive star within the next few years, then there's no just when I first saw him, that was 2018, when I first saw him in Banshee. But of course he's become massive, I think, mostly because of The Boys, which I'm not really a fan of, but nevertheless he's massive, I think, because of that. And I think this is his first movie, and he was brilliant. Cracking Halloween movie, one of the best I've seen recently, actually. So yeah, it was a great storyline, and I did love it. Really atmospheric, and really great use of sound in it as well. So yeah, loved Cobweb, and I do have it on US Blu-ray. So these movies do cost me a damn fortune in Blu-rays, because I get most of the US editions, but there you go. So yeah, that's yeah, so that's it. Yeah, all the movies that I've seen for 2023. So I think I've gone quite a bit over time with this, but yeah, well, it's not my fault. There were many films that I wanted to mention, so that's just the way it is. But yeah, that's it. So movies for 2023. There were many of them, and I'm really glad there were, and quite a few mostly, well, yeah, I love them all. So I haven't got them all, but I did love them all. So I've got quite a few, and the outstanding one for me for 2023, without a doubt, 65. So yeah, I wonder if this year will continue in the same vein with a few more coming out. We'll just have to wait and see. So thanks very much. See ya. Cheers.